Hey guys, welcome back to Invincible. This looks like this isn't the next chapter. I believe would be chapter, yeah, this isn't chapter 16, but it looks like it's an Image Comics summer special. I don't know what this could be, but all I know is that Spawn is here. I don't know why. Spawn, Dragon King, I think someone said, I forgot. Someone else too. I haven't seen Spawn. I don't keep up with Spawn. I don't know if anybody out there is old enough to remember this, but I haven't been exposed to Spawn since he was in Soul Calibur 2. So anyway, let's see what this next issue is about and let's hop right into it. So as you guys can see at the Pentagon, Cecil is yelling over a headset, "Go." And then we see Invincible on the other end in the city, flying into the scene, saying, "I'm on it." And we see the city is on fire as a giant robot is in the midst of it. Looks like he's the cause of it. And he says, "What?" in response to Invincible flying in and tackles him, or tackles the robot down. Invincible says, "That about it for you? I'm kinda in a hurry." The robot responds by saying, "Feel the fury of furnace." Invincible says, "I can see you're not going to make this easy." The robot said, Furnace says, "The skies offer no refuge from me." As we see his legs transform into boosters, allowing him to fly. And he says, "I'm going to make you hurt." Invincible says, "Trust me, I'm feeling enough pain just listening to you ramble. Feel the fury of furnace? I mean, really? Do you know how many times I've heard 'feel the fury of' in the last month? And the guys that use it, sheesh. Let's just say you're not in good company." "Shut up," Furnace says, as he slams Invincible into a nearby building. And Invincible says, "I'm not going to let you hurt anybody. This ends now." He punches Furnace to the point of the robot suit opening up, exposing a man or creature either on fire or made of some type of molten lava-like material. He punches him. Furnace falls to the ground, still in his suit, but exposed. And it looks like Cecil is saying over Invincible's earpiece, "You're off the hook. We've got a cleanup crew right around the corner." Invincible says, "Yeah." He looks out for the count. "I'm gone." As he flies away, Cecil says, "Good job, Mark. Hopefully that'll be all for today. I'm sorry I had to pull you out of school. I'm sure the people that could have died today aren't." "Well said," Cecil says. As Invincible flies back to the school behind the dumpster to change back into his civilian clothes, he sneaks out back into the building and he gets deeper into the school, saying, "So far, so good." But then the principal comes around the corner and says, Mark, you're not out in the halls wandering around without a hall pass, are you? And Mark just looks like he's caught. And now he's in the principal's office. The principal starts off his lecture with saying, Mark, your grades are dropping. Your attendance is pitiful. And when you are here, your teachers say you rarely even pay attention. And just now, what was that? Are you just wandering the halls now? I don't want to see you become the next William Clockwell. I know that boy is your friend, but you had to have seen how hard it's been for him to get accepted into college. I'm happy that you and he have been accepted to Upstate University, but your senior year isn't over just yet. Look, I know you've been going through a lot lately, and I don't mean to sound insensitive. It's just that I see you going down a wrong path. Ever since your dad died in that car crash, we don't know what to do with you. Yeah, car crash, Mark says, as he flashes back to his fight with Omni-Man. He recalls all the bloody bits of it, even the part where his own father broke his face in. Mark says out loud, I'm dealing with it. You don't have to worry about me, sir. I'll be okay. After school, Mark's leaving and Amber calls out to him. Mark. Hey, Mark. Huh? Oh, hey, Amber. Are you okay? I've been yelling and trying to catch up with you since you left your locker. Sorry. I guess I was a little spaced out. Yeah. Listen, you want to study tonight? I don't have any homework, and I haven't really gotten to spend much time with you since your dad, I can't, Mark says. I've got to get home. I don't want my mom to be alone too long after I get out of school. I'll see you tomorrow, as he walks away. He gets home, and he's helped setting the table for dinner with his mother. And after he sits down, they both start to eat. Debbie says, you know, sometimes I forget about everything that happened, everything he did. And for a second, I think he's going to whisk into that chair and everything's going to be back to normal, back to the way things were. Mark says, I know exactly what you mean. When I have the costume on and I'm out fighting bad guys, I forget all about Dad. I almost feel normal for a little bit. Just a little while, though. Mom, I don't think I'm ever going to be okay. Not after this. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, Mark. We'll get through this. If I can, you can. I'm not so sure, Mom. I'm just not so sure. Wow. Is that it? That was it. You know what? I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to keep reading through 16 because that was very, very short. All right, let's hop right into issue 16. Looks like some stuff is going on in the middle of the city. We see the city destroyed, Invincible on the big screen. Invincible's on the big screen as he's floating above the panicking crowd He says, resist and die. It is only natural for you to feel that my father and I have done you some great wrong by assuming control of this planet. Oh, this is a different universe. Is this where Angstrom comes in? I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. That is not the case. In the long run, you will come to realize that what we do here will help your civilization to better itself. We will improve this world. However, your cooperation is essential. It is important to us that the changeover be as painless as possible. So any person or persons who offer any form of resistance will be terminated on sight. Just then, we see a man in a green hoodie running into an alley. He comes over to a dumpster and climbs into a cardboard box. The cardboard box is an elevator? Yeah. Oh, this is Angstrom. Okay, so this is Angstrom. Angstrom comes down through the cardboard box to reveal a secret base. The cardboard box was a secret entrance. And we see Robot and Immortal waiting. Oh, they're in the secret base. And Robot says, "Welcome back, Angstrom." Yeah, this is Immortal. Immortal says, "Were you followed?" Angstrom responds with, "Of course not. I understand the gravity of our situation, and I assure you, I have taken the necessary precautions." "Are you certain?" Immortal says. "Angstrom possesses intellect nearly as substantial as my own," Robot says. "This animosity between you two is highly counterproductive." "Yes," Angstrom says, "and we have work to do. The boy is running through his spiel in Times Square again." Robot says, do we know of Omni-Man's current whereabouts?" "No, and that worries me." Immortal says, "We need to figure out a way to track him. There are only 2 of them. If we could monitor their movement, we could use that to our advantage." Angstrom says, "I'm doing everything I can. Really. It's almost impossible to get my hands on the technology needed. Look at this place. How are we going to do anything with this laughable array of equipment? My hands are tied." "You're proving more useless by the day," Immortal says. Were it not for Robot's continued support, you would have no place here." And just then, Invincible and Omni-Man burst into the secret base, and Immortal says, "You said you weren't followed." Invincible says, "You should look up more often." Omni-Man says, "A lesson for your next life," as he smashes Immortal's head in. "Robot, I'm disappointed," Invincible says as he breaks him in half and rips his head off. "You should know better than to defy us after all this time. You've been through this before." Robot continues to talk, says, "And I will rebuild again. I will not let you succeed. I am not," Invincible says, "I am not leaving anything for you to rebuild," as he smashes Robot's head in. Omni-Man walks up to Angstrom and says, "And now for you, Angstrom Levy, the brains of the outfit. Haven't you done the math? We never lose. Please don't kill me. Just then, a portal opens up, and I believe another angstrom reaches out to you, this current angstrom, and says, please, you're embarrassing us. Come on. And he pulls him through. Invincible and Omni-Man look on, confused, as Invincible says, what in the world was that? That's a new one to me, Omni-Man says. Back with the two angstroms, our current one says, who are you? Isn't that obvious? The other one responds. How is this possible? Is this a different dimension? I'll explain everything shortly. Just follow me. This isn't right. I must have returned us to the wrong dimension, as he opens up the door and sees a city destroyed with heroes fighting. Our angstrom says, dear Lord, what horrible place have you taken me? Quiet. I have to think. I can't do another jump until I rest. We've got to find a place to hide for a few hours. Good luck. This place is a war zone. Oh no, it can't be. What is it? As we see them run past a newspaper that the new angstrom looked at with the headline saying invasion, showing an alien spaceship in the picture. There was no mistake. This is the right dimension, my dimension. I've got to get to my lab. In the city, as we see Robot and Invincible and several other heroes fighting, Robot says, this is not going well. Invincible says, you can say that again, as they're fighting dozens of purple or pink aliens. They're not that tough at all, Invincible says, but they're everywhere. It seems like for every one of these things I knock down, there are 3 more take its place. At this rate, they're going to beat us. Immortal says that is not an option. Monster Girl in her monster form says, I don't know about you pansies, but I've been at this for 6 hours and I haven't even broken a sweat. Whatever it takes, we're beating these clowns. Rexplode says, preach on, sister. I'm not ready to give up either. There's too much at stake. People are counting on us. Invincible said, I never said anything about giving up. Then Eve flies past and says, well, we'll beat them. We always do. We have to. Robot says, I have done the calculations. The odds are in our favor to eventually succeed, but at what cost? The property damage will take years to repair. The lives lost will take even longer to atone for. The events of today will never be forgotten, not for many, many years. Lucky me, Invincible says, I'll still be around for that. Hey, what is that up there? Do you see that? As Eve sees and points out something flying through the sky. Invincible says, no, where is it? It's gone. It was moving really fast. I forgot this guy's name, but one of the other heroes says, check it out, guys. I think it's all done. They're retreating? Samson says. Looks that way. You guys sound disappointed. No, just confused as to what the heck is going on. Someone else must have beaten them. It's all over. It's done, and we didn't stop them. Eve says, has that ever happened before? Not in my day, Immortal says. Elsewhere, with Donald and Cecil, Cecil walks into the white room as we see Donald being patched up. And Cecil says, it's not working. Donald says, what? What are you talking about, sir? Our new Guardians of the Globe team is a joke. This invasion just cements my suspicions. It never should have gotten this far. The old team was nothing but A-list heroes. They would have prevented this invasion within minutes. You don't know that. The old team wasn't perfect. They were close. You don't feel like you need to defend the new team. You didn't pick them. I don't hold you responsible. The blame falls solely on robots' shoulders. This new team just doesn't measure up. What are you going to do? Donald says. I don't know. I have to do something. Back at Mark's place, I can't tell if this is the new dimension or not. Mark walks into the kitchen and sees his mother on the phone. And Debbie says, okay, good to hear. All right, yeah, I know. Okay, bye. Mark says, Mom, that was Claire. She's fine. She said Chicago didn't really get too much damage due to her husband, Dragon, and Mighty Man being there. That's good to hear, Mark says. I just got done talking to Amber. She's fine. Her garage has a hole in it, but otherwise her whole neighborhood did okay. We're going to meet up at the school, see how bad the damage is there. Then I think Eve and I are going to, suit up and see what we can do to help clean up. Not at the school, Debbie says. No, I wish we could, but someone would recognize us there. Why would Invincible and Adam Eve choose one random high school to clean up first? Don't worry, Mom. I'm being careful. Over at the school, Mark sees Amber and he calls out to her. Amber. Oh, Mark. What are we going to do? As she hugs him. Hey, buddy, William says as he walks up with Amber. Who'd have thought, huh? Alien invaders got us the day off school. Actually, can someone tell me this guy's name? Because no one has said it. I'm just keep calling him the fourth friend. The fourth friend comes over and says, actually, my mom called Principal Winslow and he said school would probably be out for a month. Our graduation is going to be pushed back too. No kidding, William says. Oh man, that sucks. Well, it'll give me time to make up all that homework I missed, Mark said. William says, I'm going to get my CD player out of my locker and then we can go grab something to eat. The fourth friend says, I'm going to steal some paper for my printer at home. Don't get caught, Mark says. And Amber says to Mark, do you still want to be with me? What? Yes, of course. Why would you ask me that? We never do anything. I know it seems selfish to bring it up now, but I miss you. And it's been weeks since I was over at your house. I know. It's just my dad. It's hard to explain when I'm with you. It makes me happy, feeling happy after everything that happened. Just didn't seem right. Oh, Mark, I'm sorry. You've been through so much, and now this. I'm such an idiot. All done? No, all done. Ready to go? William says, give us a minute. Can I just stop and take a minute real quick? The only thing, not the only thing, the one thing that stands out the most about this comic that I like. Ooh, excuse me. It's Amber. Because I'm pretty sure in the show, yeah, the first episode of the show was Omni-Man killing off the Guardians of the Globe. And then I can't remember when Invincible fought Omni-Man, but I feel like it was, I'll have to look it up, but I feel like it was before Amber said something about knowing Mark was invincible. If that is the case, then yeah, this Amber is so much better. Because she just straight up was selfish in the show. This one's more understanding, even though, quite frankly, I'm expecting her to be upset. Be like, I need attention too. Because she doesn't know, at least as far as we know, she doesn't know about Mark being invincible, which is understandable. Okay, back to the comic. Over at the Guardians of the Globe, at their hideout, Cecil says, "You're fired." As we see, he's talking to the team. He says, "There's no two ways about it. You're not fit to lead. We stopped an alien invasion through luck. Had the Immortal been in control of this team, this never would have happened. Effective immediately, he is the leader of this team. You're welcome to stay as a member. I think with your intelligence, you can be valuable in that capacity, but the decision is yours to make." Robot, with his head down, he says, "I'll stay for now." Back at the Pentagon, we see I forgot his name, something Darkblood, I think. We see, I called him the knockoff Hellboy, but I think it's Damien Darkblood. He comes into the Pentagon and the receptionist greets him saying, "What can I do for you?" And he says, "I'm here to see Cecil. He's not expecting me, but I promise he'll want to hear what I have to say. He's out right now. I'm not sure when he will be back. Can I take a message for him?" "Yes. Tell him I have leads on the Guardians of the Globe murder case. I'm close to finding out who did it." "Huh. Everyone knows Omni-Man did it. That's over and done with. You haven't been watching the news much, have you?" And she laughs at him as he walks away. So, it looks like we're at this scene where Eve and Invincible are helping clean up the city. And Invincible says, "So, how are things going with William?" "Oh, it's great. Well, it's kind of weird. The things I like about him are also the things that I hate. How fun he is. his childish behavior. It's both really cute and annoying at the same time. I know exactly what you're talking about, aside from the cute part. Oh, and he's really temperamental. The other day, I called him Will on accident. He launched into some speech about how lazy people are and threatened to call me Sam instead of Samantha. Like I care. Samantha Eve Wilkin. Pick one, you know? It's just a name. I've heard that speech a few times. Oh, and did you know he didn't know I was Adam Eve? He found out I could fly last week. We haven't spent a night on the ground since then. Yeah, I had a week like that, too. I finally just told him to. Crap, hold on. Hey, stop that. As Invincible sees a guy made of stone. Looks like he's trying to search a ruined jewelry store. And as Invincible charges in, he swings at him, saying, "Back off. I'm working here." Correction, Invincible says. "You were working." As he punches him in the face, knocking the rock off of his face, revealing a regular guy under. "Jeez, man, what are you doing? Look around you. Look at this mess. You were throwing boulders aside like it's nothing. You could be helping. Instead, you're digging through rubble to steal. What's wrong with you?" "Okay, I give. I'll help you out. Just don't hit me again." "Really? Cool. Now that's more like it. Okay, so what are we doing here? We just moving rocks?" "Pretty much. We're trying to clear paths for construction equipment and pile the rubble up so that it can be moved out of here." "You got a name?" Titan. They call me Titan." "Well, Titan, let's get to work. We've got a lot of cleaning up to do." Here we are, as we see at the docks, the two angstroms arrive. The new angstrom says, "This invasion really wrecked things. It never should have taken us this long to get here." The current angstrom says, "And exactly where are we? You really don't recognize this place? Sorry, I forget that sometimes you don't lead parallel lives. Some of the others have near identical experiences with me." "Others?" "Sorry to be so cryptic. Everything will be made clear to you in time. After you," as he unlocks the door. "Angstrom Levy, meet Angstrom Levy." As we see a room filled with different versions of angstrom. And the new angstrom says, "Everyone, say hello." Alright guys, I'm gonna stop there. Remember, like, subscribe, leave a comment. That really helps support the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.